Hello everyone, it's Natalie with Crochet by NatalieLucille. Thank you for popping into the channel and taking a look, especially if you're learning how to do crochet, or if you'd like to crochet along. I got a comment from a fellow viewer, Alicia Flores. Thank you so much for your feedback, and was asking about if we can, make this into a smaller version of the elegant earring that I have in the previous video, which I'll also put in the description, the link to in the description box. And what I tried to do in this as well, along with the feedback that I had gotten, is I'm really going to start practicing on how to explain things a little bit more thorough. So if you are crocheting along, that way you don't have to pause and rewind, pause, rewind, pause, rewind, that I could really describe it before working on the actual stitch. So this is another version. I think they're so cute. Of course, on this one I used almost like the friendship bracelet kind of thread floss, so they're a little bit thicker. I love the color, and I also stiffened the back, so I did that not too long ago, so they're still drying just a little bit. But sit back, grab your yarn, your hooks, and crochet along with me. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'm using a floss yarn as well as a number 5 1.9 millimeter hook. And in this, we're going to be working in rounds. So we're going to start with a magic loop or magic circle. And we've created a circle here that we're going to be working inside, and we're going to use our tail in just a minute to tighten it up. In round 1, let's start out with a chain. And in this, working inside the circle, you're going to work 8 single crochets. And the way that you do a single crochet is you insert your hook into the space indicated, yarn over, so you come in from the back to the front and pull that yarn through that you've yarned over with. Did that come out clear? Yarn over and then through 2. So that is your first single crochet. So remember, insert into the stitch, yarn over, draw through, so you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and through 2. So that's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. When you finish this round, your magic circle may look like this. So what you want to do is just grab your tail here and just kind of lightly, ever so gently, oopsies, tug on it. Don't tug angry, just tug on it. So you can always kind of lightly in between your 2 fingers here, just pull, and it cinches up the circle. Just like that. And as you're working, sometimes it loosens, and when you finish your work, you can weave in and tuck and tighten the circle. So now we want to join our circle. And so you're going to find your first single crochet here, and you're going to insert your hook into it. Maybe. There we go. Yarn over and draw through all your loops on your hook. So that creates that little circle. And then you just kind of keep your tail in the back. Now we're ready for round 2. And in this round, you'll also work 8 stitches. And the stitches that you're going to use are the double crochet plus a chain in the round. But our first stitch acts as a double crochet, but it is 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3. So that acts as your first double crochet in the round. Then you're going to chain 1. And then you're going to work in the tops of each single crochet in this round. So you're going to come to your next single crochet and you're going to work a double crochet. And the way you do that is you yarn over. You're going to come to the top of the single crochet from the previous row, insert your hook, yarn over, and you're going to pull up. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Then you yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, chain 1. So that is number 2 of the 8 that you're going to be working through. So you're just going to work that all the way around. So it's yarn over, find your next single crochet here, and work that double crochet. Chain 1, come to your next single crochet, and remember you're going to have a total of 8 stitches in this round. So that equals out to be 4. So now we're working on the 5th one, number 5, double crochet, chain 1. Now we're ready for 6. Oopsies. Double crochet, plus 1. So what did I say that was? 6. Now we're ready for 7. Chain 1. And the last one for this round. So it creates this nice little wheel. Chain 1. Then what you're going to do now is, I'm trying to grab my yarn at the same time and pull it. It's sticking on me. So let's just also make sure, I always double, triple check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do have 8. So we want to join the round with the slip stitch. So when you make your way around, remember this was the first stitch which had the chain 3 plus a chain that created the first double crochet. So you want to come to it and you want to count up. So here's your work here. So if you look at it, you have chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. This is where you want to join your work. So you work a slip stitch into that and it joins the round just like that. In the next one, next round, first we're going to start out by turning our work. We're going to work clusters, and in this round you'll work 2 corner clusters and then you'll work 1 side cluster all the way around. So it's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And the way that you do a cluster is the beginning cluster is a little bit different from the rest because you have to start out with the chains that act as the double crochet. So you're going to chain 3. So the beginning cluster in this, it's going to look like it has 4 double crochets in the cluster, and that kind of counts as the one, but it's like 4 double crochets, but you pile up the hooks on, or the loops on your hook, and then you draw through all at the end. So I'll show you how that's done. So for the beginning cluster, here's your first double crochet. Now we're going to work for the second. So you're going to, oh, I missed a step. Whoopsies. Go back, abort, sorry. So you go back down into your work. When you turn your work, then you're going to come over to the first space here. I do apologize. You're going to work a slip stitch because you're going to be working up from that space to create the corner. So now you're going to be working your clusters in this corner. The one thing I love about crochet, it's so easy to remove your stitches and start over. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to come back down into the space and you're going to work the beginning cluster. So it's going to be almost like 3 extra double crochets on this, and I'll show you what you do. You yarn over, insert into this space, yarn over, draw up, so you have 3 loops on your hook, like a double crochet, yarn over and through 2. Now stop right there. That's your 1, and there's your 2. Now you're going to do 2 more just like that. Yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, draw up, so you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2. So you end up with 3 loops on your hook, and you have essentially three double crochets in this cluster. So now you're working on the 4th and final one. Each cluster will have like a 4 double crochet in it. So here's your 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, and then through all the loops on the hook. Make your corner. The way you're going to do that is chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Come back down into the same space, and you're going to work the 4 double crochet cluster. So it's yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, draw up, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and through 2. That essentially is your first double crochet in the cluster. So we're working on number 2. Number 3. And number 4. So before you pull your hook through all the loops on your hook, you should have 5 loops. And you can see the markings of the double crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to yarn over and draw through all the loops on your hook. That is your corner space. Chain 1. And now we're going to work down the side. So you're going to work a 4-part double crochet cluster. So it's yarn over, find your space that you're going to be working in. Do you see it right there? Insert, yarn over, and then you have your 3 loops on your hook, yarn over. That's your first double crochet or double crochet variation of the cluster. Here's number 2. Here's number 3 and number 4. So again, you end up with 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and all through 5, chain 1. And now we've come to this next space, and you're going to work it as a corner space. So 2 clusters separated by a chain 3 space. So here comes the first part of the 4 double crochet cluster. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Yarn over and draw through all 5 loops on the hook. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I gotta loosen my yarn. Same space, another 4-part double crochet cluster. And there's times when you may do a 3-part double crochet cluster or a 5. It just depends on what the pattern calls for. And since this is a smaller variation of the earring I did before, I'm just making it a 4-part instead of a 5. And see how it almost automatically makes the corner space. Chain 1, and you're coming down the side here, and you'll work a 4 double crochet cluster, 4-part, I guess you could call it, or where it looks like it has the 4 double crochets in it. And last one right there, just like that, chain 1. And you're going to continue that all the way around, so where you have the 4 double crochet cluster corners, and then 1 down each side, separated by a chain 1 space. And I'll come back when that is done. Okay, so I've come to the end, and I've made all my little sides and corner spaces. So I'm going to chain 1 after this last cluster, and I want to join it to the top here of my cluster of the beginning of the round. So if you can see, if I can get it in, there we go. And you just want to join it with a slip stitch, just like that. And then, since you're coming up to your corner space, you want to slip stitch into there, because that's where we're going to start our round. You do not turn your work, just to let you know. And now on this, you're going to work 4 double crochets, chain 3, 4 double crochets in this corner space, but you start out with a chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet. I gotta loosen my yarn. Double crochet, so you'll make a total of 4. So that first one, so here's number 2, 3, and see, we're working in the corner space. 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 more double crochets in this corner. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you use the fabric stiffener on the back, you can stretch them so they're not kind of, you know, curled up like that. But it is it's a pretty tight space that right there. And the next chain 1 space, because you can see this is your corner cluster, here's your side cluster, and here's your next corner cluster. In between the first corner and the side here, there's your chain 1 space. You're going to work a single crochet into that. So you just insert in between the 2 clusters and then work a single crochet. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to come in between the cluster that the side cluster and the first cluster of the corner, as you can kind of see it here. There's your chain 1 space, and you're just going to work another single crochet into that space, and then no chain 3 on that. You're just going to start directly into the corner space and work your 4 double crochet, chain 3, 4 double crochets. So just go directly into the corner space here and work your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Four double crochets into that same corner space. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're coming up on the side again. So you have your corner clusters, and in between you have your side cluster. So you'll see the chain 1 space in between the corners and the side. So you're going to work the single crochet in between the corner and the side cluster. Chain 3. And then on the left side of the middle cluster and the right side of the corner cluster, you'll do another single crochet. Just like that. Coming up on the corner, you work 4 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, then work the corner, chain 3 space, and then work the 4 more double crochets into that corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, Then coming up on the side again, you will work the single crochet in between the left of the corner and the right of the side cluster. See, right inside there. Single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Come to the left of the middle and the right of the side. Work a single crochet there. And then now we're coming up on our final corner. Work 4 double crochets. Remember, it's a 4 double crochet, chain 3, 4 double crochets, all in that same space. So working it all in that same space creates that nice sharp corner. So there's number 4 of the first 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 more double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now remember, working in between the side, you'll do a single crochet in between the corner and the side, right here, right in the top. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then come to the left side of the middle side cluster. That sounds really weird. And then to the right of the last cluster here. And you've made your single crochet. And then now come to the top. Remember how you start out with that chain 3 of this row? Come to the top and work a slip stitch to join the round. And that's it. You just cut your yarn or your thread, and then you're just going to fasten off. And the way that you do that is just you yarn over and just pull it all the way through, just like that. And so what a lot of times what I'll do is I will weave in my tail. So I'll just kind of bring it through the back and weave everything and then tie it in a knot. But I need to use a fabric stiffener on this. So this is what it looks like when it is the smaller version. Let's bring that tail to the back. Just like that. I really like that color too. So once it's done, you can't see any of the tails. And you can hang your earring like that, or you can do it from the center, whichever. So there you go. It's just a smaller version of the elegant granny square earring. Easy, easy. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because I do upload regularly. And if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to, you can email me at crochetbynataliellucille@gmail.com, or you can put it in the comments below. So y'all have a great day. Bye.